let's go over to Abuja studios where Bamidele Salam joins us. He is the head of media, office of the senior special assistant to the president, public affairs in the presidency. Morning, thank you for joining us today. And I know, looking through some of the dailies, so many unfortunate scenarios playing themselves out, and we've had cause to look at security. We've had comments coming through from the presidency about security, so many leaders about security. But what might the projections be for security this year? What are you, or what is the government looking forward to achieving in security this year?
Well, thank you very much, Chamberlain. Like we already said, the security issue is one issue that has been giving everyone some degree of concern, because this government agrees absolutely that one of the fundamental responsibilities of any government is to ensure security of lives and property. And anywhere there's a disruption in the security situation, there's bound to be concern. Like Mauba said in her comment, I had her, we have had a significant containment of the Boko Haram insurgency, better than what it was some 2 years ago. And the same thing is expected to be continued in the year 2014. If you look at the budget proposals before the National Assembly, the 2014 budget, which the federal government presented to the National Assembly, there is adequate provision of a sum of close to 700 billion naira on security, which is meant to equip the security agencies and make them more proactive in detecting, most of these crimes before they are even hatched. Because, over the years, there has always been this challenge of, intelligence failure. But if you critically look at what has happened, especially last year, you will discover that most of the security agencies were able to nip, many of these incidences in the bud before they were hatched. The Department of State Security was very active in the media, giving the public information on how it busted, a ring of, insurgents, some kidnappers, and a few other of these people, criminal elements amongst us. And I want to assure you that in 2014, government is also very committed to strengthening this security, the new security architecture, which the federal government has developed, which is to make our security agencies more proactive, provide better equipment for the security agencies, and also involve the communities, in partnership with the security agencies, because government also depends so much on collaboration with critical stakeholders in all of these communities to be able to have adequate information, and government is also going ahead to do that in 2014. So I'm very certain that the security situation, as it has to do with the battle against insurgency, will be more vigorously pursued, like Mr. President said in his New Year message to Nigerians, while other cases of insecurity, like these occasional attacks like the one you just showed, that happened in Jos, as well as incidents of kidnapping in the southeast and a few parts of the country, will be effectively tackled with the new security architecture which the federal government developed in the outgoing year. I'm very positive that the promise made by Mr. President in his New Year message will be followed through.
All right, let's look at, we've seen the DSS, yes, time and again they're active. We've seen the military, they're active. What about the police? They have a presence in every part of, yes, every state in this country, much more than a lot of all the other outfits. What is being done to improve the capacity of the Nigeria Police Force?
Well, I'm sure you also listened to the presentations of a few police security chiefs a few days ago, reviewing the 2013 security situation in 2013 as it has to do with the activities of the Nigeria Police. And even though the percentage decrease we had in terms of insecurity incidents given by the Nigeria Police might not look too big, But I want to assure you that the authorities of the Nigeria police is also, being more proactive than it had ever been. You will remember in the outgoing year, the Inspector General of Police did something which I had not seen any IG do before. Doing a presentation of his scorecard to Nigerians in a live television and radio, program that was broadcast live by most of our stations, where he was able to specifically state aspects of surveillance, aspects of policing, where the federal government had committed a lot of funds and where we are starting seeing results. The IG, on that program was able to articulate what the police had done in the outgoing year and what the police will also do in the coming year. So I want to assure you that the new security architecture I spoke about is not restricted to the military and the DSS. Of course, the police is even more fundamental because they are the ones that are in virtually every community in Nigeria. And with effective partnership of states and local government, which also have responsibility to the police formations in the various stations, I'm very confident that 2014 will be a better year security-wise.
Well, I want to talk about a more peaceful year, 2014. You just highlighted some of those things you observed from the Inspector General of Police close to the end of 2013. Perhaps let's talk about those that the people get to see daily. Now we're talking about the DPOs and those in different police stations. Are we likely to see a trickle down of that kind of culture, which you just highlighted earlier?
Well, I should think so. Suleiman, I'm sure you know I don't speak for the Nigerian police force, but I believe that if the Inspector General of Police could come up to lay an example of accountability and public engagement, it only follows that it should go down the hierarchy the same way. The one I spoke about that happened 2 days ago, where a few of the Assistant Inspector General of Police in various zones giving an highlight of the activities in the outgoing year and projections for the year. Like you said, one will expect that it will go down to the basics, and that is the divisional police stations, so that the public does not will not be in the dark about what the police is doing, to ensure that they live in safety and they are able to transact their businesses without any fear of some criminal-minded elements coming to interfere with them. So I am hopeful that the command chain of the Nigeria police should be able to take a cue from what the Inspector General of Police did and what I saw at least two of the Assistant Inspector General of Police did a few days ago in terms of more positive engagement of the public, to ensure that there is more synergy between the public and the security agencies. I'm hopeful that should happen.